Shahi Magazine
for the blind.
In today's lesson, we'll be doing the progressive tense. We'll see the past, present, as well as the future continuous. We'll first have a look at the form of these three tenses or forms, then how we use each tense. So let's get started. First of all, let's take the past continuous and let's do the form. Tell me, what is the form of the past continuous with positives, positive sentences?
Miss, can I?
Yes?
Okay. Subject plus verb was and were plus verb with ing.
Yeah, that's it. Subject was or were plus verb ing. Was working, was eating, were
Studying.
working, were eating. Yeah. Now, for the negative, to form the negative of the past continuous, all we need is to add the word not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word not after the verb to be. Was not, were not, plus verb ing. Then we have the question form of the past continuous. Yes, Shiri.
Question form is, for example, was she in the office?
Was she in the office?
Yeah, for
Is
example.
this, in your
Ah,
opinion,
sorry, Miss.
yeah,
Was she
continue.
eating? That's correct. Was she eating?
What did you hear, Shirin? What did you do, I mean?
I placed the verb to do in the past, I mean was, before the subject and then the verb with ing. Subject, then verb with ing. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to form a question, okay? For the past continuous, we just need to put the auxiliary to be, was, where, behind the subject. Then we get the subject, then verb ing. I think this is easy.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Okay.
It's very easy.
On to the use of the past continuous. Firstly, we use the past continuous or the past progressive for an activity beginning before a past action and continuing until or after it, and that action is usually in the past simple. Let me make your lives easy with an example. I did some reading while I was waiting for the bus. I did some reading while I was waiting for the bus. So, here we have the past continuous in the second part of the sentence after the word while. I was waiting for, and this action, waiting for the bus, started before the second action, which is in the past simple. I did some reading, and it continued after that very same action. Okay, I started waiting before I started reading, and I continued waiting for the bus after I started reading. So the waiting, the action of waiting for the bus wasn't interrupted by me starting reading. Okay, it continued. It started before the action of reading, and it continued after starting reading. What interrupted the action is the bus arrival. When the bus arrived, I obviously stopped waiting and got on the bus. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, clear, Miss.
Jilan and Abdulaziz.
Yes, miss, it's clear.
So in the first example, in this example, I did some reading while I was waiting for the bus. The action started before a past action. The past action is I did some reading. The continuous action is I was waiting for the bus. So I was waiting for the bus started before the past action. I did some reading and it continued after the past action. I did some reading. And at the beginning, when I started talking about this first use of the past continuous, I said we use it for an activity beginning before a past action and continuing until or after it. So this first example showed us some part of this explanation. So the action started, the continuous action started before the past action and it continued after the past action. I'll give you another example. When the continuous action started before the past action and it ended when the past action started. This means the activity began before a past action until, not after, until the past action took place, then the activity didn't or was not existing anymore, was not going on anymore. Example number 2, I was sleeping when my phone rang. This means the sleep was continuous, was going on, started before the past action, my phone rang, and it was continuous, it was going on. Then, when the phone rang, which is the past action, when it happened, it interrupted my sleep. So, the continuous action wasn't going on anymore. It was ended. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, clear.
خلاص.
Miss, it isn't very clear.
The example, I was sleeping when my phone rang. This means you were sleeping. Sleeping, the action of sleeping was continuous. It wasn't interrupted. It was going on.
Mhm.
Okay? And sleeping started before the past action. My phone rang. This is the past action. Continuous action is I was sleeping. Okay? So, which action started before the other, Talar?
Mhm. Which your phone rang before sleeping?
No, the opposite. Sleeping happened
Before.
before
Okay.
ringing.
Okay,
It
Miss.
happened before. So you were sleeping, okay? The action, you were still sleeping. The action was still going on. It wasn't interrupted yet. What interrupted this action of sleeping is the phone. When it rang, you were awake.
Okay.
Okay, so the action was continuous until you received a call. Your phone rang. Then
Oh,
you are
okay.
obviously awake.
It's
What
clear
do you
now.
think?
Very. Yeah.
Okay. Second, we use the past continuous to give indication of two actions that happened at the same time. Example, she was driving home when it was raining. If you have two actions in the past and these two actions took place, or those two actions took place at the very same time, the same moment, so here we can use the past continuous. Both actions were continuous. They had some duration in the past. She was driving home when it was raining. So here I'm talking about two actions that happened in the past and kept going on in the past for some time at the same time. Okay? Is it okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
Miss.
Now for the third use of the past continuous, and in this case, the past continuous is used to refer to repeated events with the word or with words like always or continually. So I'm going to repeat that again. So we use another use for the past continuous is when we are speaking about repeated events in the past, of course, with a word like always or continually. And there's something to note here. If you use the past continuous to refer to a repeated event using one of these words, like always or continually, in this case, you are giving some indication that you are kind of criticizing the activity, okay? Using the past continuous with words like always and continually, this means that the speaker is criticizing that activity. Example, his mother was always doing her work. This means she did her work regularly and often, and the speaker thinks that the mother worked too hard. See? As though the speaker is criticizing how much the mother worked in the past, was working. So his mother was working or was doing her work, his mother was always doing her work. This means she did her work over and over again, repeatedly, and the speaker is kind of criticizing. He thinks or she thinks, they think it's too much work. The mother did too much of work. Is it clear?
Yeah,
Yes, it
clear.
is.
Finally, okay, if you are not sure about something, just stop me and ask me, okay? No problem. Finally, for fulfilled plans, we also use the past continuous, and especially with verbs like hope and plan. For example, I was hoping to find a new coat, but I didn't find one. This is hoping to find a new coat is something that you couldn't do in the past. It is an unfulfilled, okay? Plan in the past. You were planning to get some new coat, but you didn't manage to get one or to find one. Clear?
Yes.
So, can you give me some examples using the past continuous before we move on to the present continuous tense?
Yeah. For the final use, I was hoping to buy iPhone 11 and
It was too expensive,
yeah.
but I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it. This means I didn't have enough money to buy it.
But I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Oh. What else?
Uh-huh.
For the second use, when I was 18, my phone was ringing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The same time, two actions, the same time.
Yeah, and the first one, what was it?
Two actions. One is in the continuous, started before a past action.
So,
Anyways, thank you. Never mind, Shirin. Thanks.
okay.
Yes, the other examples, please.
Can I?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I was reading when it was. I was reading when we were eating.
Oh, so you were doing two actions simultaneously at the same time. Oh,
Yeah.
I was reading while my family were eating or was.
Yes. I was planning to learn English, but I didn't a good teacher.
I didn't find a good teacher. Okay.
I didn't find a good teacher.
Perfect. How about the first use? When an activity started before continuous activity, a repeated activity started before a past action.
When I was going to organization, my family, my mother, my mother was cook. My mother was cooked.
No, this is not. This is the second use. You are talking about two actions that took place at the same time in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a sentence in which you use a past repeated activity that began before a past action. Okay, anyways, thank you, Talat. Yes,
No.
Gilan.
When I was studying history, I was no, sorry, I forgot. When I was study psychology, I was student history يعني هيك.
When I was studying history at uni, I started to learn about psychology.
Yeah,
Perfect.
بالضبط.
This is the first
بالضبط.
year. This means
Yeah.
you started studying history before you became interested in psychology.
No, I started psychology before history.
I
So
was
what I
learning,
yeah.
okay, because learning you didn't study it at uni. I was learning about psychology before I studied history.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Any other example?
Yeah, Miss. We can't say for the first use. I was talking with my friend, but my dad called me. Is it correct?
When I was talking with my friend, my dad called me. Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Abdulaziz.
Yep. sentences. When my teacher was explaining the lesson, I was eating. And the second one is when I was talking with on the phone, my door knocked.
Perfect.
And the third one, I was hoping to learn Spanish learn Spanish before starting English.
Okay, good.
And yeah, I think I gave 3 or 4.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Abdulaziz. All right, moving on now to the present continuous. First of all, let's look at the form of the present continuous. With positives, we form the present continuous. Yes, Shajan?
Can I?
Your name is Shirin.
Sorry.
Shajan, how do we form the present continuous? With positives, I mean. Yes, Shirin.
Yeah, we form the positive sentences, subject, then verb to be, then verb with ing, then if we have complement. For example, I am writing or I'm
Perfect.
reading a book.
Good. That's it. So, subject plus is depends on the person plus verb ing. With the negatives, it's easy. Subject, not plus verb ing, or are not plus verb ing, or is not plus verb ing. It all depends on the person you are referring to. Now for the questions. So all we need here is to reverse the order of the sentence to have a little play with sentence order to make the question form with the present continuous. So the subject or the auxiliary be comes first, okay? Then subject, then verb ing. Okay, great. Now for the use of this tense, the present continuous. First of all, we use the present continuous for things that we are doing now at the moment. Okay? Example, he is having lunch with some friends. I'm talking about a person. For example, you can ask me about somebody. Let's say Abdulaziz, because we all know him here. So if Talar, for example, says to me, "Where's Abdulaziz?" I can tell her he's having lunch with some friends. This means at this very instant, this very moment, Abdulaziz is doing this action, is having lunch with some friends. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
For the second use, the present continuous is used for temporary actions. Actions that keep going on, okay? Actions that keep going on for some time in the present, then at some time, after some time, they will stop. Example, it is raining, but it will stop. You see, raining here is not a permanent action. It won't rain forever. It will rain for some time. Okay? It will keep raining for some time. Then it will stop. This is what we mean by temporary. It is raining now. It is raining, but it will stop. At some time, the rain will stop. He's living in London. This means for the time being, right now, he's basing himself in London, but maybe he will move. Okay?
Yeah,
He's not
okay.
gonna stay or live in London forever. He's living in London. This means for the time being, he is in London. He lives in London. But after some time, he will move to live somewhere else. Is it clear?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
clear.
Yes, it's clear.
And this second use makes the present continuous different to the present simple. If I say, he lives in London, this means he is always there in London, forever. It's a permanent action or state. Okay, it's not an action, but it's a state. It means now he lives in London. In the future, he will be living in London. But he is living in London. This means for the time being, for now, temporary. He is living in London and he will move somewhere else. He won't stay in London forever. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Now it's your turn to give me examples. These are the basic uses of the present continuous. It's the easiest tense in English, I think. After
Can
the
I?
future. Yes, Talar.
Okay, first one. I am reading English now.
Learning, not reading.
Okay, I'm learning English now. I'm reading the book. I will stop for a second.
I'm learning English.
Yeah.
Okay.
For first and for second, I'm reading a book.
A book. Okay, this means for now, for the time being, you are reading, but at some time in the future, you'll stop.
Yes.
I'm not reading anymore. Thank you. Yes.
Can I?
Yes, certainly. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm listening to music now. The children are playing, but they'll stop after
Okay.
2 hours. Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah. The children are playing in the garden, for example.
The children are playing in the garden.
Yes, Abdulaziz.
I am listening to my. I am at the meeting. Is it? Oh, no.
No.
I am listening to
Not
teacher. Oh, yeah. And for the second one,
I'm playing a computer game.
yeah, I'm playing a computer game.
Thank you all. Okay, everybody. Let's look at the future continuous. And let's begin with the forming the future continuous with positives. What do we need to form the future continuous with positive sentences?
Can I?
Yes, Stella.
Okay. Subject plus verb be, is are plus going to complement.
Yes,
No,
Abdulaziz.
subject plus will and some other modal verbs plus a verb to be in a be form plus a verb ing.
What do you mean plus some modal verbs?
I mean, I will be there. I might be there. I might be reading a book. I will be reading.
Perfect. That's it. Nailed it, Abdulaziz. Thanks. That's it. So basically, we need the modal will. Might and may, this is another story, but we can use them, okay, to talk about predictions in the future. And it's not the subject of our lesson today, so let's not talk about it. To form the future continuous with positives, we need subject, will, then be, the verb to be, then verb ing. I'll be having lunch. See? I will be having lunch. She will be reading a book. With all pronouns, with all people, it's will, be, plus verb ing. Got it, everyone?
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Further negatives now. How do we form the negative
Can I?
out of the, yeah?
Okay. Subject plus will plus not verb be, verb ing.
That's it. Good.
I have a question,
Subject.
Aunt.
Yes?
Okay. Miss, what about shall for this form?
Shall?
You can't use? Yeah?
Okay, thank you so very much for the question. I'll answer you in a bit. Okay, then we form the negative with will not be plus verb ing. I won't be having lunch. She won't be reading a book. Will not. When we are speaking, we don't say I will not. This is too much effort. So we say I won't. W-O-N apostrophe T. And it's won't with all the pronouns. Now, back to Talar's question. How about shall? We can use shall with the pronouns yes, the ones who attended.
Shall I? We can use it with I and we.
Now, Abdulaziz, what did you want to say?
I just wanted to say the same.
Okay, so shall is used in English with the pronouns I and we only. And you might never hear people using shall unless it is a very formal situation. The difference between will and shall is simple. Okay, it has to do with the level of formality. If you want to sound more formal, you can use shall with I and we only. If you want to sound less formal, then use will with I and we besides what?
Other subjects.
Yeah, the other pronouns. Perfect. That's it. Talar, got it?
Yeah, miss.
Okay. Now for questions, how to form questions.
Miss Kane. Change place, subject and modal verb will go to will come before subject. Will plus subject plus be plus verb ing.
That's it. Nailed it. Good for you. Thank you. So, will she be reading a book? See? Always put the auxiliary at the start with questions in English. On with the use of the future continuous. First, we use the future continuous to talk about an event that will be happening at a particular time in the future. Example, this time next week they'll be sailing to Austria. This time next week they'll be sailing to Austria. I'm talking about some action that will be taking place, will be happening some time in or at a particular time in the future. That's why I said next week and this time. This time shows that I've planned it already. Okay? I've planned the action. This time next week they'll be sailing to Austria. Clear?
Yes.
Clear.
And of course, we can use other time phrases like tonight, tomorrow, next month, next year, etc. Second, we can also use the future continuous to say how long we'll be doing something. Example, they will be staying in China for 3 days before they travel back home. So I'm using the future continuous to say how long, okay, to talk about how long somebody will be doing the action in the future. That's why I use, sorry?
I mean, you're talking about the duration.
Duration, that's it, perfect.
Yeah.
The duration. So they'll be staying for 3 days in China before they travel back home. Is it okay, this one?
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now, we can also use the future continuous to say that we'll be doing something in the future when something else will be happening. This means two actions will be taking place at the same time in the future. Example, she will be meeting some important clients while I am looking after her children. She will be meeting some important clients
So,
while I'm looking after her children.
back to you. So you asked us a question. Is that the
Yeah, what
question
have you noticed?
for this?
Yep.
What I have noticed is when she is busy with clients, so someone should take or look after her. So her sister or someone else will be doing that during meeting the clients, and both of the actions will be the same time happening.
Thank you. Talat. She
Miss,
will
I
be
want
meeting some important clients while I am looking after her children.
Miss, I want to talk about form sentence. The second one, I am. The second one is present continuous. I want to talk. Yeah.
Nailed it. Thank you so much. That's it. The second sentence is in the present continuous. When you are talking about two actions, two happenings that will be taking place at the same time in the future, the sentence that, or the clause, like we call it in English, comes after while should be in the present continuous. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, you can use when in replace of while, okay? And if you use when, then you have to follow it with the present simple, okay? I'll give you the same example with when this time, not while. She will be meeting some important clients when I look after her children. If you replace while with when, then what comes after when should be in the present simple, not the present continuous. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it.
That's it, guys, concerning today's lesson. I think it was quite long.
But it was easy.
Yeah, it's quite long, just very easy.
I just gave you the basics.
Okay.
Yeah, it is complicated if you go deep. It
Yeah,
has something to do with conditionals, with everything.
Yeah,
yeah. Any questions?
I don't have any.
So if you don't have any questions, let's do the exercise.
Let's do it.
I don't.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you, Shirin and Talar, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. Abdulaziz, can you count the 10 seconds for me, please?
Yes, I have a counter on my phone.
A timer.
Oh, sorry, yeah, timer. Bloody.
Mhm.
So, when 10 seconds finish, tell me, Abdulaziz.
When shall I start?
When I
After
tell you
ask.
start.
Okay.
It's very few.
10 seconds. I'll give you a sentence and tell me which tense to put, okay? To use with this sentence.
Okay.
And you have to correct the tense of the sentence, okay? There's some bit in the sentence which uses the base form of the verb. Put the verb into the right tense. I'm going to give you the sentence. When I gave the sentence, Abdulaziz, or when I give the sentence, sorry, you have to start counting.
Okay.
Bismillah. He hit a tree while drive so fast. He hit a tree
While he's driving so fast.
Why? While he's driving so fast.
Stop.
Yeah,
I said while he is driving.
yeah.
Yeah.
Abdulaziz and Jilan, Shirin, please count the seconds. Okay. She ... stay for a week.
She will
She will be staying for a week.
stay.
Yes, start. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Jilan, you started the answer, but you didn't finish. Why? Okay. I'm gonna offer the sentence for Shirin, for Abdulaziz and Shirin and Jilan, because Shirin and Talar didn't get the right answer. Okay.
So you're gonna, what
Okay,
will you
miss.
gonna do?
Yeah, 10 seconds. I'll give you 10 seconds.
10 seconds and we will answer.
I'll give you the sentence of Shirin and Talar. The first
Okay.
sentence I give to Shirin and Talar, because they didn't get the right answer. Bismillah. He hit a tree while ... drive so fast.
He hit the tree while driving the car.
Stop!
While he was driving the car.
Yeah, that's it. You were a little late. But yeah, not hitting,
No,
hit.
I
The
yeah,
past
I
hit.
think
I
the
didn't
past
say
of
Shirin and Talar, I didn't say he hits.
Yeah, miss, I
Hit.
noticed that.
Hit is the past. It's an irregular verb. Hit, hit.
Hit,
He hit a tree. While he was driving fast, he hit a tree. So the action of driving started before hitting the tree.
Yeah, wallahi you are right.
But the
I
hitting
just not
started.
while.
Miss Ruqayya,
Mm-hmm.
can we say he hit the tree while driving the car without he's driving?
Yeah, you can. In speaking, we use that, and sometimes in writing.
Aha.
Mhm. Okay.
Talar and Shirin.
Yes.
In fact, this one is for all of you. But who's gonna help me count? I ... tell you a story when you're in bed.
I'll tell
I will
you.
be telling you a story while you're in bed.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yeah,
Well
that's
done.
it. Right on the money.
That's
You
queen.
hit the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, please, I gave you the same chance. That's it.